Ivan was an 8-year-old prince in Moscow when powerful men started hunting him. They dressed the starving boy in royal robes and sat him on the throne. Then, they made him hold a royal staff too heavy for his hands. Just to laugh at him, they pulled him off the throne and left him hungry for days. For 5 years he watched them tear his family apart and said nothing. Here is the instruction that eventually saved his life. Hesitation gives your enemies an opening. Move first. Move completely. Or don't move at all. What this frightened child did on one December night would make grown men flee an empire. It started with one decision, made without doubt. Doubt has a smell. People sense it before you say a word. The moment you flinch, or commit to a plan only halfway, you invite more pressure. Every crack you show becomes a door someone else walks through. Here's what nobody tells you. Your first mistake almost never costs you. It's the flinch right after it that does. Bold action works the opposite way. It doesn't explain itself. It doesn't say sorry halfway through. A sudden move makes you look bigger than you are. Fear does the rest. Boldness fills a room with confidence. Hesitation fills it with doubt, and doubt spreads to everyone in it. Wait too long, think too much, and the chance closes without you. Knowing that is one thing. Watching it play out is another. Two men, 4 centuries apart, built fortunes and empires on this single habit. One of them nearly lost everything for going too far with it. In May of 1925, a con man calling himself Count Victor Lustig checked into the Hotel Crillon in Paris. He invited 5 of France's top scrap metal dealers to a private meeting and introduced himself as a government official. He told them the Eiffel Tower was falling apart and too expensive to fix. The government, he said, had quietly decided to sell it for scrap. He handed out official-looking papers and asked each man to write down his best offer in secret. Every dealer in that room wanted in immediately. Only one man started to hesitate. That dealer, André Poisson, grew suspicious near the end of the deal. Instead of backing off, Lustig leaned in and quietly asked him for a bribe. Poisson relaxed instantly, because real officials always wanted bribes, so this had to be real. What happened to his money next is the part nobody expects. He handed over more than 250,000 francs and walked out dreaming of the fortune ahead. There was no tower for sale, and there was no official. Poisson never called the police. The shame would have ruined him faster than losing the money did. 6 months later, Lustig came back to Paris and sold the tower again, to someone else, for even more. The next time you feel yourself shrinking during a deal, remember what Boldness bought a stranger in a hotel room. That cost one man a fortune. What came next would cost an empire. Back in Moscow, that same starved, silent boy had grown into a teenage prince with nothing left to lose. His father was dead, his mother poisoned, and the Schwisky family ran the court through fear. They beat his friends in front of him. They dragged the head of the Russian church through the halls and tore his robes. Ivan watched from a doorway, saying nothing. The nobles believed they had broken him completely. They were wrong. On the night of December 29, 1543, 13-year-old Ivan called the family's leader, Prince Andrei Schwisky, to his private room. The room was already full of armed guards. Ivan pointed once and gave a single order: arrest him, kill him, feed his body to the palace dogs. Within days, every ally of Schwisky was hunted down and driven out of Moscow. The boy who spent 5 years silently humiliated became the ruler history would later call Ivan the Terrible. No one in that court ever doubted his authority again. If you had waited 5 years for one chance, you would not have given a warning either. You don't need a throne or a stolen tower to use any of this. Soften a request. Apologize before anyone's pushed back. Wait for permission you don't need. Each time you give someone an opening instead of standing your ground. Decide before you speak. Commit before you're challenged. Hesitation invites attack. Boldness ends the argument before it starts. Both men got exactly what they came for. Neither one spent a single night worrying about how fast that same boldness turns into cruelty once nobody's left to stop it.